What were we talking about?
Oh, like I did my DNA test. Yeah.
Oh, that you're what?
65% indigenous Mexican, like 25% Spanish, and like 20% like Portuguese.
Portugal. Wow.
A little
You need
bit,
to do
little
that.
bit of Scottish.
Wow. See, one of my good friends, he did the DNA test and he kind of found out everything that he's mixed with. But it's amazing though. Like you'd be surprised what we really have, and so And at the end of the day, we realize we're all the same. At the end of the day, there's always
They did one on a KKK group.
What?
They did DNA testing on a group of KKK members, and it was like they were pretty shocked because they're like, "You got some black in you." You got some Mexican.
You have black in you?
No.
Oh.
The KKK members.
The members,
because they were like so discriminatory against other groups.
Yes.
They found out that they had like that same group they were discriminated against.
It's so crazy, bro.
They're like 40% Puerto Rican.
Exactly.
Whatever. It's like
at the end of the day, none of us
can't be right.
There's
that can't be right.
That's not right.
That's not right.
Yeah, that's
right.
yeah. It's amazing when if you trace your history, your family history, your culture, and everything, all your ancestors. To find out where we originated from originally and where we came from, a lot of times people will be very surprised.
Yeah,
I think everyone needs to do that. I think a lot of that should be done early while we're kids, because if everyone realizes like the true where they came from and kind of know a little bit about their history, and I think doing that could make at an early age everyone understand that we're no different than that. We're all kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
I think racially, we would all kind of be looked at differently if we're learning at a young age that, look, this is where you're from. We all came from this source. We're all different. We're all a bunch of mixes of, we're mixed with a lot of different things that we may not even know.
No one's pure.
Right.
No one's
right. And with that knowledge, I think as a kid, if we knew that, I think growing up in that generation it could be a different world, knowing that, oh, shoot, well, hey, how am I going to discriminate against this guy? Because I already knew back in first grade when they did our DNA that I'm this, and that. I'm pretty much the same as this guy, even though he looked, I think maybe potentially.
Yeah, I think it's just fun because now I know I'm Portuguese. I have some Portuguese in me. It'd be nice to go to Europe and visit Portugal and be like, hey, this is part of some down the line. Some of my family are down from here.
Yeah.
Most likely when they conquered Mexico.
right.
It's
but
crazy.
that's a
look back in the history, and once you get your results, you're gonna look back in history and be like, I know where this came from.
Right. Like if you have a kid or something and they look a little different or whatever, like that's the Portuguese in me, or that's the Indian, or that's
like some of my family members have green eyes,
right,
darker complected,
Oh, before we go on, welcome, guys. Another episode. He Speakers. We are back in action.
What
episode
is this, Rich?
Man, this is episode 1,000,000.
7? I don't know what.
7
million.
7, 8, 9.
Something like that.
It doesn't matter because we're going to keep this rocking and rolling, and we're glad that you guys join us every week. Make sure you share it. Feel free to join in conversations. We're going live. We have an amazing show, guys, today. I'm so excited for this show, Mark.
Yeah.
It's a special day.
We always do a little pre-podcast, little meeting and little meal, get to know the guest, get everybody, so
we've never
introduced this guest here in a second, but a lot of stuff we went over is going to be really nice in this episode.
I'm glad you brought that up really quick because a lot of people don't know how we start the podcast, and this is for those that plan on joining us later, or someone, or just people a little behind the scenes. But yeah, we always do meet with the guests about an hour before. We have something bite to eat, maybe a cocktail or so, and go over everything. Then we come in here because it's and then we have and this is how we built the nucleus and connection, and we give you guys a great show and all that good stuff. But I'm super excited for the show, guys, for like really 3 top reasons, and I'm gonna name them. First reason, today is the 1st of March, new month.
Sure is. Yep.
Last month of the quarter. Jeez, first quarter is almost done.
Our birthday month.
And our birthday month.
Hey, don't go too far. I'm getting into that. You're gonna spoil it now. So, first of the month, happy first of the month, guys. Second, important, Mark's birthday.
That's right.
Mark's birthday today, guys. Can you believe that?
I don't know why when you started saying your 3 points, I didn't even dawn on me that was your
what?
birthday.
We're literally, guys, shooting today. It is March 1st, and it is literally Mark Rocha's birthday. 33. So we're basically in mid 30s then.
Mid-30s.
Is it safe to say that?
Wow.
How does it feel? You feel a little older? Back hurting this morning?
Feel better.
Yeah.
I feel better.
I love it.
Got up early, did a little workout.
I love it. I love it.
Better.
Really. Yeah. We just get better with age. We get wiser. And it's really a blessing to wake up every day, but let alone another year. So, man, salute to Mark, guys. Make sure you guys blow his inbox up, send him all kind of birthday wishes and everything, all that good stuff. So, 33. Last very important thing about today's show I'm excited about. We got a special guest, guys. A great guy, man. He is a long-term experience, not only a realtor broker, but he's a owner. He's a broker owner of his own brokerage, local brokerage here, and he does loans as well. They sell real estate and they do loans as well. He's here with full of knowledge, guys. 20 plus years in the business. Sid Della Torre is in the building, guys, from Allstate Homes.
Thanks for coming, man.
Allstate Homes Realty, guys. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, you guys. I'm trying to remember where I met you, Rich. I mean, I think I knew you before you were real estate rich. You were just rich. You were just Richard.
I was just Richard, right? You know what, man? We go back some years ago.
A house, open house, or some house that I call. It had to be a listing you had or I had, and so hey, is it available?
Probably.
Yeah.
And then we just talked, and I think I had lunch one day with you and Noe Cruz over there, and then just chopped it up. And you guys are a wealth of knowledge. You've been in the industry so long and seen almost everything. And so he's going to really enlighten us today about what he's been through, like the current market, what he sees, all that good stuff. So it's a great show, guys. Man,
always good to get some fresh perspective, and Sid can definitely offer that with his 2 decades worth of experience.
Yeah, you make me sound old, man.
No, it's
experience,
seasoned,
full of knowledge.
2 decades. I don't know what happened the first year in real estate.
2 decades does sound like a long time. His wisdom comes with that.
So I should have made a lot of money in 2 decades.
Yeah.
He's a big Sid.
And I did.
Big Sid.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you have, man. We're gonna hear all about that, man. So welcome to the show, man. We'd love to have you, man. Might as well get into this really quick. I mean, we don't want to draw it out, but you started at what year?
Right around 2002, I think.
2002.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
2002.
So how did 2002 look? You're a new realtor. What company are you with at that time? You're not a broker yet.
I was actually with a small company called Allstate Homes, and I took over that name and business because at one time I had partnered with that broker in Sacramento. I started my real estate career in Sacramento.
Okay.
And he franchised to Caldwell Banker, and I took the Allstate Homes name. But that's how it initially started.
So what year did you actually take over the
2000, maybe 2004?
No. So 2 years, 2 short years, you went from new agent to broker owner.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. See, that's crazy.
Yikes. Okay.
Because how many, that's super rare. So I need to hear, how did you start as a regular agent? Because we know that first year or two for a new agent is pretty brutal. It could be very brutal. They say average takes the new agent 6 to 8 months to do their first deal. But man, you surpassed all that. You're like, you know what? I'm about to own a brokerage. I'm about to own my own company. Year 2. Talk about how did that transition happen?
Yeah, that was partly like just my attitude and just out of necessity, because I had moved from Sacramento back to Fresno, and I'm like, well, I have an option of working for somebody or just open up my own business. And it's just a matter of jump. If you've ever gone hiking, and you hike for 2 days and you finally get to that top of that mountain, and there's a cold lake up there, and it's freezing cold, but you just got to jump into it. There's no thing. The more you think about it, the less likely you'll do it. And sometimes it's just like, take off your clothes. You're in your underwear, and don't think about it. Just jump in.
So how did that kind of just walk us through really quick, if you can, in that first year? Because that first year, I mean, did you have a background in real estate? Like, how did you?
Well, I was an agent for 2 years. But luckily, so what I did is I called all my brothers and sisters, all my cousins and aunts and uncles, who I have a lot in Fresno. I mean, I have 6 brothers and sisters that live in Fresno. I have probably a good 500 cousins, and I have like 9 aunts. At that time I had maybe 18 aunts and uncles from my parents, and then their kids. So we're looking about maybe 400, 500 relatives in Fresno. And so what I did is I just went to every one of their houses and told them, hey, I'm a real estate agent. I'm a broker now. I have my own company. I'm starting a real estate crash course. And if you want to become a real estate, agent, I can hook you up.
Wow.
And so
you had a built-in database already. Like,
right,
that's
right.
amazing.
And so that kind of started. My first agents were my brothers and sisters, my cousins, uh, you know, my nieces and nephews, that kind of stuff. That started and so my first year as a broker, I was able to license maybe 4 or 5 of my relatives,
Oh, wow.
and they started doing real estate. And after that, I just, kept recruiting people.
Are those first 4 or 5? Are they still with you today?
They're not in the business anymore.
Moved on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so in 2003, as you know, what happened is that the market started shifting and becoming, the banks started loosening their lending. And so what you guys just experienced now, I experienced that in 2003, where you saw upswing in the market. And so when the downturn happened in 2007, 2008, they left the business.
Gotcha.
So here we are in 2023, the same thing is happening.
Gotcha.
Yeah. How many agents you have right now currently?
I have 40 agents. Like I said, I just let go last week of 5 of them.
Let's talk about it. Let's unpack that. That's deep, because just me and Mark last couple podcasts we were talking about how the market's changed quite a bit, and a lot of agents that got into it the last couple years were really good. A lot of even lenders too have left the business, right?
Not renew their license.
Once it slowed down quite a bit and rates went up, we saw a lot of people leave the business. So tell me a little bit about that. Like maybe talk a little bit about touch on the reason why you let them go, how that looked, and then also what are you telling your agents now to do in this market?
Well, every year what we do is we go over our agent profile, the agents that we have, and we talk about who's producing, who's not producing, who's motivated, who's not motivated. And so the ones that are not the agents that are not disciplined, we let them know that we're going to be letting them go. And it's not a sudden thing, because we've been talking to them all year.
So they're not aware.
Like
they're already aware.
Like today we had a loan officer meeting on the FHA, 30 basis point, reduction.
Right.
So those loan officers or agents that don't show up to meetings like that, like, where are you at?
Right.
We're not your daddy, right? I mean, you're an independent contractor. So where are you at? So you've been doing this for a whole year. So therefore you have been warned, so to speak. And so you're not a fit for our company. You might be a fit for another company.
Sure.
Okay. So they lack discipline.
Yep. I was about to say that.
And so we don't deal with people that are not disciplined.
That's good, man.
So that's how we let people go every year. We do that.
Wow. That's really good, because, a lot of companies out there will keep agents on for 20 plus years who may only sold 2 houses, they'll just keep them on. But I like the fact that you're like on top of it. Like, hey, if you're not producing it, and you're not even trying to improve on that or get better, you're straight to the point.
Well, you have like 2 type of brokerages, I guess, or 3 type of brokerages. One, a brokerage that doesn't produce, at all, and they have some agents, maybe they have a couple agents. You have mid-sized brokerages like ours, 40 plus people regularly. And then you have your big 300. I think the biggest company here in town is probably maybe 350 agents. You have them. They work on numbers. In other words, if all 350 agents just produce 1 deal a month, they're good to go.
Right.
Okay, but that's not the truth. So my business plan has always been, you have to have a Navy SEAL team. Don't have 1,000 agents. The agents you do have, make sure they're disciplined and make sure they're your Navy SEALs.
Right.
That they're willing. They show commitment and discipline, or you develop that into them. You provide the structure for them to become disciplined, and then just one agent, as you know, can be a top producer, can outproduce 5 agents.
Sure.
Or one team can outproduce a whole office.
Yeah,
Right.
Very true.
So how do they get there? How did that agent get to be a top producer? I mean, very few do it on their own. Typically they have a mentor.
Right.
They'll have a mentor. They have somebody that's coaching them. It's kind of like when you go to the gym. If you go to the gym, you have different types of people that go to the gym. You got people that just go there to look pretty, to take a picture for social media.
Yep.
You got your people that are self-disciplined, and then you got your people that have coaches.
Right.
And so
i.e. trainers.
Yeah, trainers, right? But you look at your top professional athletes, they all have mentors. They all have one or two coaches, three coaches.
Right.
They have a nutrition coach. They have a this coach. They have a that coach. And so to be at the top of your game, you must have some type of mentorship and coaching. And that goes not just for athletics, but sales. Okay, any kind of sales, whether you're a copy machine salesman or a real estate agent or mortgage loan officer, you need to have some kind of discipline and structure, and some kind of, your broker should be a leader. Yeah. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
you're spitting fire right now. I just want to say this guy, this is fire, guys. Tune in.
What you're speaking right now. So that is, keep going.
Yeah. Flames right now.
Yeah. So when we let go of realtors, then that's one of the reasons, I let go of 2 loan officers as well too. I said, you guys have been with me for a year. We have trainings every week. You don't show up. You're not, I told you to call everybody on your phone. Okay. How many people you got on your cell phone? Break out your contact list. I got 300 people. Okay. I want you to call all 300 of them and text them. And I want you to tell them, hey, this is Sid. Okay. I haven't talked to you in a while. I want to let you know I got my loan officer license. If you know anybody that wants to purchase or refi a home, please give them my number.
Sure.
And so the following week when I meet with them, they have not done it. So what does that tell me about that person?
They're not committed.
They're not committed. They're not motivated.
No discipline.
Yeah.
Well, there's two things. They lack the self-confidence, or they have the fear. I can work with that.
Okay.
I can work with that. Like, why didn't you call?
Right.
I'm afraid. Okay, so let me show you how to do it. Okay, I'm gonna call this person.
Yeah.
I give them a script. Here's a script. So you don't fumble. And if you fumble, it's okay. You're learning it. It's practice. Practice is fumbling. You fumble.
That's how you get better.
Running backs fumble regularly.
Yeah.
Even the best ones.
Right.
But you pick up the ball and keep on going. So, but if you're not doing anything, that tells me that you just maybe are not ready.
Sure.
Okay. Not that you're a bad person, that you ever do good in the business, but that today you're not ready. You may need to go back to your job, just over broke, and
I love it.
And experience what brought you to be an independent contractor to begin with. I was talking to you guys earlier. I worked at Kaiser for 6 years. It was miserable for me because I felt like a monkey in a cage. I had to be there at 8. People told me what to do. I left at 5. I couldn't leave. I had no room for creativity because whatever they said, I did. And my opinion was secondary because at the end, the boss always told me it had to be done this way. And so my personality was not that type, and so that's why I started looking for to become self-employed. And I realized that you even have to have more discipline as being a self-employed person.
Yes,
I thought,
and you work longer hours.
You work in the beginning, you work longer hours.
Right.
Okay. If you do things right, if you've been in the business 20 years, you should have some kind of passive income or some kind of way where you don't have to be there all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Basically treat it like a business as opposed to a hobby. We see a lot of people, I think a lot of agents come into the business and they kind of treat it like almost like a 9 to 5, to where they're not setting up, the discipline, the, certain times to operate, things like that. Just everything it takes to be as an actual professional business owner, mentorship, getting better, just all that schedule, using your schedule wisely, see everything that comes with running a business. So I think you got to have that mentality to run it that way, to where, you can see.
Well, my experience, my experience is not everybody's experience.
Right.
I mean, like there's 500 brokers in town, I'm sure, something like that. Maybe a couple hundred brokers in Fresno. There's right now, there's about 4,000 Fresno MLS members. So we got about 4,000 real estate agents and a couple hundred brokers in town. So my experience may be different from theirs, but I know that we continually, in our office, we continually meet with our real estate agents and loan officers pretty much on a daily basis. Okay, so we're what we call working brokers, which means that after 20 years, I'm still going to the office. I'm still the first one in the office, and most of the time, the last one to leave. Okay.
Wow.
After
Look
20
at you.
years.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's good.
Why? Because it's my business.
Right.
It's not his business.
Sure.
I got to take care of the business. Once you start detaching yourself from the business, then bad things start happening. Okay.
Right.
You can hire a manager too, which a lot of the big companies have. They have managers, which is fine, but the manager will never treat that business like their own
it's
business.
their own.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
It's always a difference.
And I'm saying, so you got to be careful. I have a partner now, business partner now. So we share the responsibilities. Like, I'm going on vacation for a month. Okay, have fun. I'll be here. But when you come back, I'm going on vacation for a month.
You gotta
It's my
work
trip.
together. Yeah,
That's the time.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm such a worker bee that, I can't be on vacation for
Even like that's the thing when you're being an entrepreneur is like, you go on vacation, take time off, but a lot of times we end up working anyway. It's hard to just put it down. Even on vacation, we're like, okay, I'm not gonna do any work this weekend. However, we get a call like, I gotta call this person back. I gotta answer this question. It's always something, but I think it is just knowing our our limit. Like, okay, I'll take a few calls, important things, but everything else I'll just wait till I get back on Monday.
Yeah, I usually stop. I don't answer my phone after 6 o'clock. I don't turn my phone off after 6 o'clock. I don't answer my phone, only to my real estate agents. Yeah.
Sure,
And
but that goes back to treating it like a business, right?
Yeah.
So there's those out there that may answer the phone at midnight. Like I know agents that are just. I think part of that setting parameters is important too, to show that professionalism a little bit in a sense, and also to give you time for your family, for yourself. So you got to kind of set some boundaries. I believe, like
you do.
business hours, right? The same as a lawyer, as a doctor, anyone else, and that it's a professional.
Well, the real estate loan officer divorce rate is pretty high.
Well, that's probably part of the reason.
But your clients, your loyal clients will understand if you tell them, listen, like I'll tell my clients, hey, on Sunday I'm at church. I'm spending all day with my family, my grandkids. So don't call me.
They should respect that.
Nothing is more important. I mean, what is it? Even I see real estate listing agents go, I have to work on the weekends because offers are coming in. Well, why don't you go into the MLS and put agent remarks? All offers will be reviewed Monday at 6.
Very true.
Yeah. But if you set the listing up the proper way, especially if it's empty, it's like vacant lockbox, go show anytime. Offers we presented on Monday. Don't call me for anything. You don't have to call me for anything because I have everything on the MLS. It's good. They're calling the buyer's agents because they want to get their offer accepted. And the sellers are like, money talks.
Right.
I'm a single mother, this and that. I want, kids.
Right.
What are you offering?
Yep.
I'm sorry to say that's, a big part of what the sellers will look at.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I think Card talked about no more letters and, because of discriminatory reasons, and there's all kinds of little stuff about that. But for the real estate agent, you have to set parameters because then your family life suffers.
Oh,
so in the beginning, this is what I tell the agents that work at our brokerages. In the beginning, you have to work 7 days a week. You're a brand new agent, brand spanking new. Okay. You need to work. And like, I don't want to work 7 days a week. Well, then that's fine. Don't work 7 days a week. You'll get less clients. If that's okay. I'm trying to build up
build the pipeline up.
You got to build up your clientele list. What happens on the weekends? Open houses. You don't got any listings? There's agents that don't want it. There's agents like me that don't want to do open houses.
Like me.
Yeah.
I'll do them though. But a lot of times,
they don't need to do open houses.
Yeah.
Like I got a listing in my office. I get a listing of my own listing. And I'm like, who wants to do an open house? I don't want to do it. Okay. There's 5 agents. I want to do it. They're brand new. I want to do it. Okay. You get all the buyers.
Yeah.
I want to touch on that. Great piece of information to all new agents out there, or even agents that have been struggling. The best thing you can do is find an open house this weekend, next weekend, and start getting leads that way. If you don't have anything going on and you're new, sign up for open houses, volunteer to do open houses even if it's not your company's open house, maybe see if you can go to someone that you can do open house and generate leads.
Yeah. And so when we don't have any more listings, which is, the supply pool is low.
Sure.
Right.
I train my agents to call other real estate agents, top agents from other companies, and do open houses for them.
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing illegal about it. It's just, and the other agents are like, "What are you crazy? Trying to steal my list? Well, you haven't been able to sell it. It's been on the market 90. It's been on the market 90 days.
He's no filter. I love
Do you
it.
need
Love
help?
it.
You know,
Do you need help?
Right,
I'm
right.
willing to do it.
My agent's calling ABC Realty.
Yeah.
And going, your house hasn't sold for 90 days. You're not doing open houses. Can I do an open house and get the buyers? Yes
Yeah.
or no? No. Okay. Next agent.
Sure.
Next, call another agent.
That is,
You know,
I
our
like that,
business is
man.
about
I like
our
that.
business is all about numbers.
Mhm.
Okay. And so in the beginning, you got to put in the work.
Mhm.
You got to, it's like a football player that is a rookie in the NFL.
You got to prove yourself.
You know, Terrell Owens, Ray Lewis, they got their stuff down already.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of these top NFL players, they won't even show up for summer camp, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not going. My body is conditioned, okay, to take the hits and everything.
Right.
Yours is not. You're a new running back. You got a boxer the same way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to get their hustle. hit the
Canelo's
ground.
body and his conditioning and his endurance is far more than a new boxer.
Yeah.
He put the work in.
I'm loving
So
this.
real estate
I'm
agent,
loving this.
you got to work 7 days a week. And the most important thing, I was just talking to a brand new agent. He just got his license. He was a TC at our office. He took his real estate exam 10 times.
Wow.
No
And on the
quitting.
10th time he passed it. And he was coming and the whole office was like, take it again. Take it again. Don't give up. Don't give up. And he finally passed it.
Wow.
Congrats to
And
him.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And he was happy. So it's sweeter for him.
Mhm.
Sure.
You know, it's like, you know, it's something that you wanted. And so I told him, I said, you're already 50% better than most agents because your willingness to not quit
That's it.
has already been proven to me by just taking the test 10 times. Because
Very
you could have
true.
quit the second time, gone to work at Walmart or wherever you want, or the county of Fresno, whoever.
Yeah.
And that quality is very important. Is needed, especially for agents in general, but especially new agents, because we deal with a ton of rejection, right? So for someone with that, you know, I'm gonna keep going for it until I get it. That's the attitude you're gonna have, especially as a new agent coming in, because there's gonna be a lot of rejection, no matter how long you've been in the business. But the idea is to keep going, not letting one rejection stop you. Like they say, don't confuse what is it? There was a quote I wanted to say, but just forgot about it. But
but you know, the salesperson's world is all about rejections.
Mhm.
right, we're
We're all about rejection.
right. You just
know?
got to learn to keep going.
I mean, when you want to do an open house, you know what you want to do. We train our agents to do. Okay, is the day before, get 50 flyers and go 25 doors to your right and 25 doors to your left. And you're going to get rejected many times. People are going to yell at you. The dog's going to chase you, whatever, depending on what neighborhood you're in. The gates are going to be locked. You're going to get rejected. Our business is about rejection.
Right.
Get used to it.
And that's the hard part, I think, of it. A lot of people hear rejection, then they want to stop. They curl up and they don't want to deal with it again. But the quote I was trying to think of earlier before I had a brain fart was, don't turn speed bumps into roadblocks. So consider it a speed bump every time there's rejection. Doesn't mean stop and go and quit. No, it just means it's a speed bump. Just figure out, fight through it, push through it. Because what happens is that rejection is going to prepare you for the next event, right? So now it's just making you a little bit more better. You're getting better every time you contact person, and you're learning from every experience too that doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So look at every experience as a learning.
This agent that didn't pass his state exam 10 times, I sat with them down yesterday, okay, at the coffee, cooler place. And I go, come over here. I said, okay, so we're waiting on your numbers to come in. You can't do anything till your numbers come in. He's like checking every day, like we used to do.
Right.
And I said, you need to start building up a database, what we call your client, your sphere of influence, your database. So what I want you to do is, once you get your license, I want you to get on your phone and I want you to call every single person. I go, how many people you got on your contact list? He goes, I got 200. I said, okay, I want you to call every single one of them and text them, okay, and let them know, here's the script.
Right.
I don't know what to say, Sid. Here's the script. Now you know what to say. You got no excuse. On my part, you got no excuse, okay, because I'm getting a cut of your commission. That's we're partners.
Sure.
60-40, 70-30, 80-20, whatever. But I'm getting a piece of it. Okay. But I'm not gonna. I have to see motivation on your side.
Right.
Because if I'm spending 2 hours with you, I could be spending 2 hours getting a listing and making $8,000, $6,000, $7,000.
Right.
Why would I spend 2 hours with you? You know what I mean?
Makes logical
100%, man. That's
Makes
some more
logical
fire,
sense.
man. You just
And so if in a week, and I'm giving you way more time, a week, and a week later I come back and you haven't done it, you're not deserving of my time.
right.
So therefore now you have to earn my respect and time. You know what I mean? Because our business is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're money motivated. So
let me ask you one question. What is it that you see most, because you've dealt with a lot of agents and new agents, what is the one thing you think, or a couple of things that you see that prevents a person to not go for it? Like, go all they like, at first they're motivated, they're pumped, like, oh, I'm gonna get my license. Then they get their license. Then you have some agents that just stop there. They really don't push hard. They're not. What do you think is the reason behind that? You think it's something like maybe, is it lack of motivation? Is it lack of a why? Is it lack of I don't know.
You brought one of them up. I think there's two reasons. One of them is you have to have a big enough why. Okay. Because let's just say that your wife is an attorney and you're unemployed and you get your real estate license and you have no motivation because honey's going to take care of the rent.
Bills are paid.
Bills are
Everything's
paid.
there's no reason.
There's no pressure. It's like, you know what? If I don't close the deal this month, nothing's going to happen.
So it has to be something really that's your back almost has to be against the wall to where it's like do or die. I seen the ones like that, like even in my circumstance, I left my job of 15 years and my wife made decent money, but we needed another income, obviously. So and also looking long term for my kids and family and wanting to see, I think a lot of it is vision too. I think lack of vision is seeing where they want to be in 5-10 years from now, seeing your life then, like how does that look, right? I think focusing on a future goal could help them be more motivated.
I think the vision, like when you're hanging around with top producers, you'll get the vision.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what is that? Iron sharpens iron or something like that.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
When you see a top producer in the office, like shit, and they're like, he just closed another deal. He just closed another deal. Well, how many is that this month? That's 7. 7.
Yeah.
And you're like 7 times 5,
Yeah. Start adding up the money.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get the vision. So one of the things is you have to have a big enough why. But the other one, what I've learned over the 20 years and probably dealing with probably at this point, thousands of real estate agents and loan officers that have come through my office, is you have to have that competitive spirit. Okay. Because one agent will see that top producer that closed 7 deals and say, wow, he's so cool. I want to have lunch with them. Wow, I'll never be that way. They don't have that spirit. The other one will get kind of a little envious,
right?
Like, what?
I'm gonna do
I'm gonna do 8.
I'm gonna do 8.
Yep. Or, the new agent closed 2 and you close 1 that month, and you're like, I'm gonna close 3.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I call a competitive personality, competitive spirit. Yeah. If you don't have that, I think it becomes more difficult to be productive in sales.
Right.
Okay. And that's something that I think I think people are born with, I guess. You're either born competitive or not. That's why you see many sports people like myself that were in sports in high school and college, and we carry that spirit. And like, I want to be the best broker. Right. I don't want to be the biggest broker. I want to be the Navy SEAL broker, the Navy SEAL office.
Right.
And so I look at people, I'm like, oh man, I look at that broker, I'm like, I want to be better than them. Or I look at that agent or loan officer, I want to be more, a top producer in my office.
Right.
And we like the accolades at the end of the year when we get that award, say Sid De La Torre, top producer in the office, or second, executive award or vice president award. So we like those accolades because our personality is such that we strive for those kind of things. And so people that don't have the competitive spirit or the big why, they'll get eaten up in our business.
Yeah.
They'll fall off.
I'm seeing it now.
Yeah. And so now when you actually have to work, now you have to work.
Different market.
Yeah. And so people, one of my agents said, Sid, we're in a recessive market. We're in a bad market. And I had to correct them. I said, no, we're in a normal market.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we're in a little bit better than normal market. And he goes, what do you mean by that? I said, we're not in a bad, compared to 2021 and a part of 2022. Yeah, we're in a bad market, but I have some bad news for you. What, Sid? We're not going to see 3% interest rates probably in your lifetime. Maybe in your kid's lifetime, we might see it, but in your lifetime, it will never happen. Okay. So get used to it. So that switches their mindset, like, shoot, I don't know if I can cuss on this.
You can do whatever you want.
Shit, shit. You mean, so that means if the rates will never be 3.5% in my lifetime, then shit, what am I going to do? How am I going to make money?
Right.
People are not buying. Okay.
Knowing back in the 08, 06, 07, back in those times, rates were around, 6%?
Yeah.
Some
well,
places,
well,
5,
the
6%.
difference between the last 5 years and in 2003 was the rates. Yeah, we were at 5.5%, 6% in 2003, but the lending was so loose.
Right. Anybody can get a loan.
Anybody can get a loan. You didn't need to have the job. No job, no credit. You got a loan.
Pulse, huh?
And a lot more inventory.
And
a lot more
6%,
inventory available. They can buy house. They can find the house.
So that's so what we're doing now at our office is we're training everybody's mindset to change, especially the newer agents. Not so much the older agents because they seen this before, but the new agents have seen nothing but prosperity and easy money. And see, clients used to call us. Now we have to call them. That's the difference between then and now.
And back then, there were a lot more walk-ins too, I believe, right? I remember when I bought my first house back in 05-ish, maybe 04. I didn't know anything about real estate. I wasn't in the business. I walked into a Century 21. I was like, I guess this is what you do. You walk into the office. I was like, yeah, I want to buy a house. They partnered me with the agent, went back, and then the rest I bought a house. But you don't see much of people walking in.
But I don't know if there's any 49er fans here in the office here.
Oh, what? Come on now.
But where did that name come from?
The gold miners.
The gold miners.
Right.
Oh,
so
wow.
Know a little bit of history, a little bit about California history. Yeah. Somebody discovered gold.
Sure.
In right.
The gold rush.
And then people started coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And then not just from California, because back then the California population was small. Right. People from the East Coast started coming in wagons.
Clear across.
And then people from China found out, and people from China, from Portugal, from all these countries started coming because they heard there was easy money. They wrote magazines and books about just like kick your foot on the dirt and gold will come up. Easy money and you become rich. And so people flooded the market. Yeah. Flooded the people that made the most money were the people that were selling the supplies, the picks, the shovels. Okay. They were making the most money because the reality was that there wasn't, easy money. That maybe for a little bit there was. Right. So in real estate and mortgage, when you see an upswing, the money's easy. Yeah. And then when the work gets hard, people will leave.
They flee. Yeah.
And so who's left? Who's left in the business? I like these markets because for me, I pick up more clients. So if there's 3 real estate agents and they all have a client pool of 100 each, okay, and the market changes and they're not making the 200. Almost all agents alone were making 100 plus a year. Okay, at least my agents were 100,000, 200, 300, 400,000 a year in 2001, 2020, and so now that's still possible, but it requires a great business plan, a lot of work. Yeah, and so I tell my agents to go. That agent that doesn't want to work and he goes back to the county of Fresno, what happens to his 100 clients?
That market share gets picked up by the ones that are staying in the business, still doing it. Yeah, right. So that's a lot of opportunity there.
Right. So this is what we call taking a piece of the market share when the market shifts. Yeah. Okay. Because so if you've been through 2 or 3 cycles, you should be snatching up clients every time the downturn happens. Yeah. Okay. And so your pool of 100 becomes a pool of maybe 150. And if you take another agent's clients that's left the business, okay, and going back to the new agent that didn't pass his test 10 times, I stress the importance to him. I go, you got to have a good CRM, not a good one, a great one.
Yeah.
I go, you're a new agent. Okay. In 10 years from now, you should have 3,000 people in your database. So when you text them through some system like slide text or something like that, imagine texting 3,000 loyal people that you've done business with. How many, and tell them, listen, and text them this. I'm just checking in with you. I want to let you know that one of our agents just listed a property and got 15 offers and many were over and asking, can you do me a big favor? If anybody wants to sell, can you give them my number? Send that to 3,000 of your loyal customers.
Fire, guys.
Okay, so how many calls or texts will you get back out of 3,000? What do you guys think?
You can get even if 1% of that, you're gonna get 300. 3,000,
1 to 2%. What do you?
That's the normal, like a mailer campaign is 1 or 2%.
That's enough for your phone to be blowing up.
So let's put that into like the 3,000. So what's 1 to 2% of 3,000?
30 to 60.
Okay. Yeah.
30.
And so let's just say out of those, out of those 60 people that text you back, maybe only 5 of them want to list with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's great, man.
Yeah, that's still great. So there's agents in my company that exclusively only deal with their database, and they make a living off of just their database because they've taken that part of their business seriously. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, I don't want to be door knocking. I don't want to be doing open houses. I don't want to be working on the weekends. I got to figure out a way to do this where I have repeat business. And so the database is it, baby.
Database, yes.
So if you were to ask me, Sid, you're a broker for 20 years, what's one thing that you would recommend to a new loan officer agent is the database. And make sure that you keep it, not your broker keeps it. Okay,
100%.
because you may switch 2 or 3 companies, and if that other broker keeps it, then you can't take it with you.
It's gone. You're stuck there.
Because if you depend on the broker to, like we have every transaction we've closed for 20 years, we have it in a database, whether you're with us or not. And if you leave our company, we're gonna farm your database. Okay, that's just it. I mean, that's just like you left. You know, did you keep your database? No. Okay, well, we did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should have kept it, and we should have kept it.
Sure.
So that we're now in competition.
Yeah.
You left the company, we're in competition. Yeah, but Sid, those are my clients. They're not your clients.
We'll let them choose.
Do you have a broker buyer agreement with all of them? No, they're not your clients.
Yeah.
They are they're
brokers.
They're anybody's client.
They're a client.
Okay.
They're gonna pick one.
When I go buy a car, I can go to 3 car lots. I'm not loyal to anybody, salesman. I don't have an agreement with those salesmen, car salesmen.
Very true.
I go to the person that provides the best service. You know, how many times have we seen our clients walk into the office with some other agent? Okay.
Or worse, or your family members.
Like,
I just bought a house.
Okay.
Oh, really? Like, or
just
sold a house.
But you didn't call them. You didn't keep in touch with. You didn't drip them.
Right.
You didn't text them. Hey, we got 15 off or whatever.
I think it's a lack of accountability a lot of times on agents. Like, we got to realize, like, if even a family member buys or sells with another agent, we can't blame them. We got to take accountability to where, no, what did I do wrong? Maybe it was me. I didn't stay enough in touch with that person. I didn't express how I could help my family. Maybe sometimes, a lot of times that's it as well. Like, just staying top of mind and just showing that true value, staying on top of mind and showing your value to where people remember you when they're ready to do some business. So it happens all the time. Friends, family, neighbors end up doing business with other people. And you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Well,
I think that's especially true when you see a situation like that happen in your business or in real estate and you've never done a deal with them. So it's not because you messed up in the past. It's not because you have a bad reputation with them. It's just because they were unaware that you were doing this job. And that falls 100% on you.
It's all
kind of
100%.
Well, I think the biggest killer of success for a real estate agent or salesperson is the lack of too much freedom. Okay.
I can see that.
Too much freedom, because if you're a 1099 self-employed, you have too much freedom. You wake up in the morning, no one tells you what to do. The broker is not calling you up. your spouse says, go get some eggs. The new movie, Creed 3 comes out, which I'm going to watch Friday.
TikTok is huge.
Yeah.
You could
But
spend
so
hours on that.
too much freedom is the killer success in our business, and not enough agents have enough obedience and discipline. Okay. And so what I mean by that is that what time are you going to be at the office every single day? Okay. A lot of us top producers, we go to the gym, 6 a.m, we're done by 7, by 8:39 we're at the office. 9 o'clock we have a schedule, we're disciplined. 9 to 9:30 we check the MLS for new listings. 9:30 to 10 we meet with our TC. 10 we have a schedule, and that's discipline, as opposed to anything happens the whole day.
Then you're just being reactionary, reactive. You're just reacting to everything, and you have really no direction. You have no poise, no. You just don't have a set schedule to allow you for success. You're not set up for success.
Yeah, and so you have two types of people: people that are self-disciplined, which are pretty rare. Okay, and then you have the people that require someone to discipline them or to motivate them, to inspire them, like a broker. Like, I want you to be here at 9. We're gonna 9 in the morning every single day. We're doing script training, or we're doing this or that. Okay,
it's kind of not to cut you off, but it's kind of crazy if you really think of the big picture. It's like, true, we got a lot of agents, people that may not be as motivated or inspired to do anything. But it's interesting because if you ask those same agents, why did they get their real estate license in the beginning, whether they say it or not, like myself too, man, the real reason people really kind of get in the business, they look at like, oh, real estate, you can make a lot of money, right? That's kind of the thing, the initial reason to make money. So it's kind of interesting when you get agents that come into the business and they decide not to really do much, or they're not as motivated, or even wanting to put themselves in a position to get mentored or learn the proper way to be successful, when their original reason for being in the business is to make money. But without doing those, those daily routines or disciplines, there's no way they're going to make money. You know what I mean? So it's weird like that. Like,
yeah, now I think I remember where I met you. Is the Tom Ferry seminar, maybe?
Oh yeah, that's it.
And you're like, you're from Fresno?
Yeah. So no, you know what? We met before that, but we saw each other again at the Tom Ferry's seminar
in LA.
Oh man, when he had them in Anaheim, I've been to at least 2 or 3 of those. I loved it when it was here. But those were great.
But those coaches talk a lot about discipline, schedules.
And that's where I got a lot of my training and my
and they study, and then we study top producers' behaviors, that kind of stuff. And so we implement that in our, we should implement that in our business. Those things are important. That the obedience, the self-discipline in our business. It's okay if you're not very disciplined in our business. It's okay. You're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to make 40,000 a year, 50,000. And if you're okay with that, if your wife's an attorney, you're making an extra 40, 50, good. You guys can use that money for vacations. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. We have those people in our business all the time. But if you're wanting to be at the next level, the elite, the top producers, then you have to implement that discipline in your daily routine, because you just won't get there.
To make 6 figures at least,
all the agents that I have, all 40, I tell them you should be making 100 grand or more. And that's not a lot of money anymore. Okay. It's basically above, it's basically middle class today, because you think about it. If a husband makes $50,000 a year and a wife makes $50,000 a year, and they're both working, how much are they making? 100,000. Okay. And they're barely making it. Okay. Just enough to be a little bit, comfortable. So if a real estate agent or loan officer making 100,000 a year, and that's the only income they have, they're middle class. Barely above middle, just barely, barely middle class. Okay.
And that's fine if it works for them. I believe, like, just figure out how you want your life to look, what your goals are, and whatever it takes to get there. If you're happy and you're comfortable with that and it works for you, it's perfect.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong, but just don't complain about money, right?
Don't
say, oh, I need more money or this. Right.
This much
exactly. I need. Just don't complain. But if you're good with that, cool. It's no one's.
So a lot of us, new agents, new loan officers have gotten a taste of the higher end life, right? Making $200,000 a year, going on vacations, not worrying about money. Now the market shifts, and now
spend a couple $100 on lunch, like nothing.
like nothing. They got a $1,000 Mercedes payment because the Mercedes payment is $800 plus insurance is another $200-300.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
I don't believe in spending $1,000 on the payment, but that's me on the car payment. I'm just cheap.
And they're car people. If they're car people, they're car
Right.
people. Whatever makes you happy.
Right.
But
Yeah.
my purpose in talking about this is that they've gotten a taste of a certain level income. Now the market shifts. Now that income is, especially for loan officers, because your refi business has gone from, 60% refi, 40% purchase to now just 40% purchase. And
right.
The refi market, if you're lucky that you have one person that must refi and they don't care about the interest rate. You might want to have one or two loans like that.
That's it. You can't live.
They have to refi because of some emergency. Right. But your refi business is, over half of your income is now gone. What are you going to do? You have two options. One, quit the business and get a JOB, okay? Or figure out a way to compensate for that, okay? So a lot of our loan officers are lucky at our office because we have 40 agents and they feed them regularly. They have never stopped working. Their pipeline's been full regardless, okay?
That's awesome.
But if they don't have that situation, then you can do a lot. But I'll tell you a little secret for loan officers: hit the real estate agents, make them your number one priority. Okay, you should never, at least 3 times a week, you should be having lunch with real estate agents. Okay, never go to lunch alone. Okay, because when you go to lunch alone, how much business do you generate really? Okay, you're not talking to anybody.
No, zero.
You're not setting appointments. Okay.
It's very likely that
conversation leads to appointments. Appointments leads to business.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Okay.
That's some heat right there again.
Yeah. No conversation. You can't be a secret agent. You can't be a secret loan officer. You got to be out there. You got to be out there working, hustling. And so the secret is, because think about it. One top producer, there's a top producer in this office, I know, okay? I don't know who their LO is, okay? But I bet you that top producer here sends at least 10 pre-calls to that LO, yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
A month.
At least.
Yeah. At least 10.
At least.
More.
Right. Yeah, more.
Right.
At least minimum. If they're a top producer, at least.
Yeah. Let's just say, let's make things bad, okay? Example bad. 10 pre-calls a month. Out of those 10, 3 close. Okay, then I hook up with another top producing real estate agent, and they send in the same stats, 3. So now, if I have 3 top producing real estate agents, I'm closing 9 a month. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pre-qualifying 30 people, and most of them are not qualifying or they're not whatever.
But there could be later on in the year.
You got to work.
Up. Yeah.
That's work to pre-qual 30 people in 1 month.
Sure.
Yes.
You're hustling.
Absolutely.
You're hustling. But guess what? It requires work.
Yeah, basically
what
what you put in and what you get out.
You got to sweat. The football player's sweating for his $1 million. Okay, you got to sweat too. No, I don't. I don't have to sweat. Yes, you do. I don't know where you better go get a JOB. Because you got to sweat here. Okay?
Yep.
So where are you going to get that? That's the goal for loan officers right now, is to hit those real estate agents. Not only that, but you have to produce the results. Communication. We train our loan officers and real estate agents to always over communicate.
Always.
What do we mean by that? Is like when they get tired of having you call, then that means you're doing a good job. You call me like every day. You're calling me up,
right?
Whether it's your seller, buyer, or your loan officer, your realtor. I'm just calling to let you know nothing's changed. Okay, bye. Right?
Yeah.
But they're like their next one.
And then the seller, if you call the seller, they're sitting down to dinner, and they're like, the wife's like, honey, who was that? Oh, that was our agent. Nothing's changed. No offers. No. Okay. Well, good. That's good to know, because I was wondering about that. Yeah. So you provide top-notch service.
Proactive.
Yeah, you're proactive. And so you provide that top. So when it comes time when the real estate agent just got off the phone with you, and somebody walks in their office to get pre-qual, who you think they're going to call? What loan officer
That's
they're
what I
going to
said.
call?
They're
Very
coming
true.
right next to you.
Yep.
It's about top of mind. Okay.
Yep.
So I told Rich, this is something I do. And actually having so many deals with him, because we do a lot of business together. I tell him all the time, I was like, oh yeah, I got another escrow. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Where's this one at? And I'll let him know. And then I'll tell him it's actually with the listing agent on the deal we just closed. And he was like, the listing agent. And I tell him all the time, I said, every time we go into escrow, I have just won myself a job interview with that listing agent. Communicate and educate as often as you can. Bad news does not get better with time. So if something pops up, everybody should know immediately, you know, and that listing agent of that home, because I'm representing the buyer, obviously, as a loan officer, but that listing agent is like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
I've never been so well informed, in the loop throughout this entire process. Now, when that closes, they're coming in.
Right.
Yeah,
They're going to refer
I
some
even
business
tell-
to you.
I'm
Yeah.
at the point now where I tell my listing agents, I'm like, hey, I'm just a lender on this, you know, thing. Just wanted to call and introduce myself. One, and two, let you know that I am interviewing for a job for you right now, and you're able to see firsthand how I operate as the buyer on this loan. And already, right then and there, they're like, okay, all right, well, I'm gonna pay attention. You fuck
Amazing.
up, now I'm gonna pay attention. You just brought attention onto yourself because you're applying for a job with me. Now I'm gonna watch, and then when you kill it, done.
Yeah. That's
Done deal.
fire. And you
Done
know
deal.
what? You just gave out a lot of game and gems to a lot of lenders out there. So
He's
now
giving- well, I
Yeah,
felt
he is.
inspired to
So-
give some out too. I was
so
like,
just don't be
this guy's
surprised.
dropping a lot, man.
Yeah, you're building up your competition right now. Now a lot of
Nah,
these
it's all
lenders,
good.
lenders out there, you heard all
I
the
love competition. It's
all
all
this
good.
information, and it's about applying it too. A lot of people get a lot of
Absolutely.
information, right? So that's why I feel like it's important to give be transparent, give all the goods out, because we know that just for some reason everyone is still not going to use it. You know, what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
It may be one out of the 20 or whatever that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to use everything they're
I was
doing
just
and
going to say
applying
that.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just going to say, because it's like, Sid, why are you giving out all your secrets?
Yeah.
You're a broker, you know, other agents are going to use it and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the reality is that only 20% will do, or even
Yeah.
what I'm giving out,
Right.
you know.
Right.
They won't. People just, for whatever reason, they just won't,
They
you know,
just
do
won't.
like I say, call agents, you know, call top producers, have lunch with them. You know, 10 agents are listening right now, or 10 loan officers are listening. Only 2 will actually do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very true.
So I don't, and you know what? My mindset has always been a mindset of abundance. There's more than enough business for everybody. We don't have to be nasty to each other.
Right.
Same
Right.
way.
It's all about giving as much
Yeah.
information and help. It's really come from a place of help. I mean, we got
Yeah.
in the business because we love helping people just in general.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
like
lot of
real estate,
business in
right?
town. There's
It's a
about-
lot of
yeah.
business. If anyone else could pick up information or little tips from what we're saying, that's a beautiful thing, because you know, when we came into the business as new agents and lenders, you know, we were looking for any information we can get and looking for somebody to be as transparent as we are now, you know, just letting out everything we know and helping anyone else. We just hopes that they use it. You know, that's all we can do. Just give out the info.
Yeah,
and go
yeah.
from there.
And I wanted to touch on something you said earlier too, Sid. You said that, you know, it is rare to find those self-discipline. You know, that's the rare group. Most of them, you know, either don't have it or don't want to do it or need some coaching. But it's rare to find those. Sometimes those people may be unaware that they should be doing things like this. Maybe because they join a brokerage, you know, like mine. And Nexa is very hands-off. They'll give you the tools you need, but there is no like 100% somebody in the office with you telling you you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And if we do have any courses, it's voluntary to go to them. So a lot of loan officers won't go to them. So they're like unaware. They're not taught. What would you say, like the top 3 things that a loan officer that is maybe listening right now is understanding? Holy shit, there's a lot more to this that I don't even understand, or I don't even know. What 3 things could that loan officer do to learn or put themselves in a position to learn these tricks and make them be a self starter or a self initiator, or, you know, self-discipline?
Yeah, I think it's I think really finding a good mentor, or paying for a good coach.
Mentor,
I mean, at some point you have to pay for a coach. Like me, like I have a fitness coach. What'd you call him?
A personal trainer.
I have a personal trainer. I have 2 personal trainers. I go to 2 gyms. One, my personal trainer, is for my strength and conditioning. Other one's for
I see you on
for my
Instagram.
endurance.
You're a beast, man. You
Yeah.
guys check him out. He's in there like going. He's like a Navy SEAL. The training he does,
Yeah.
like,
And I pay
pull-ups.
them, okay, good money,
Mhm.
okay. But without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at physically today, okay. I have a priest at church. I don't pay him, of course. Well, I do. I put a little money
You
in the
tithe,
basket.
yeah. You give offerings, and you tithe, yeah.
But what I'm saying is that he's my spiritual coach.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I have a nutritionist I pay that tells me what to eat, how to eat, and that kind of stuff. Okay. So to answer your question, what 3 things would I say to a new loan officer is to find a good brokerage, find a broker that will push you, okay, that has the time to push you, okay, and also to get a coach, dish the money out, okay. I know that's expensive, but people that are self-disciplined, they are self-disciplined, but they will probably be 20% better with the coach.
Oh,
okay.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
like who's my coach? Okay. Who's my real estate coach? Who's my accountability partner? That's
Right.
another thing. Well, that's another thing too, that out of those 3 things is find somebody that's going to be your accountability
Mhm.
partner.
That's the only way we're gonna get better. We gotta treat this like no different than like a professional sport. We're professionals in our business. So every professional athlete, they have a coach, they got a
Mhm.
trainer, they got this to help them get better, help them overcome certain things. We always need eyes that are looking from the outside, looking in on us and seeing what we're not doing right or what we can improve on, and give us little tweaks and things like that. So that's where how a coach helps out a lot, and also too to let us know things on what really to focus on in business, especially our business, and how to keep that going, and to build our business. But it works like wonders.
Yeah, and I
you
think
learn so much,
and I think your why is like part of it too, because
Yeah.
like at some point, you're just okay with the income you're making.
Mhm.
Like, in my mind, $200,000 a year is where I want to be at. After that, I don't really care. Or in my mind, 100,000 or 50,000, I'm good.
right.
As long as you're happy, nobody cares. I'm
Mhm.
not here to say everybody has to be the badass top producer making
Right.
300,000 a year.
Right.
Whatever your lifestyle. I mean, the goal in life is to be happy and to help others. That's my goal, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
And to
Love
get
it.
better at doing that,
Right.
and
But you can help more people by when you make more money.
Right.
Money is not a bad
Right,
thing.
exactly.
You make more money. I can throw more money in the basket
Help more
at
people.
church. And so help more people, because I know that money's going to the Barbarella house or wherever.
I think a lot of reasons too, from what I've seen in our business, why a lot of us kind of shy away from coaching or mentorship. I think ego has a lot to do with it. Unfortunately, a lot of I think
Mhm.
agents get into the business with their ego intact, to where they feel like, oh well, I don't need anybody telling me. I already know what to do. I can do this. I don't. Why would I pay somebody? I used to hear that when I in the past, where I told people I was in Tom Ferry coaching or whatever. Like, really, you're paying that money for what? What are you doing?
Do
You
yourself.
got to have that mindset. Yeah, it's me just putting an ego, pride, all that aside, knowing that, look, I suck at this, or I need to get better in this. I just want someone to help me grow to the next level,
Mhm.
so I know exactly how to do the business. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the only way I feel you can.
Well, yeah, and so that's good, because I think about like karate, and you walk into the dojo, you say sensei.
Mhm.
It's a sign of respect.
Mhm.
Sure.
It's a verbal form of respect. Like as soon as you walk in there, you say sensei. He's your master.
Mhm.
And your ego. Where does your ego go?
Right.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Or like for me, I go to church and I say Father Pat. So it's like, hey, Father Pat. He's the OG in the church.
Mhm.
Or when I go to church, when I go to the gym, my coaches are younger than me, and I go Coach Lou, Coach Paul. I never say Paul or Lou. I say, because for me, I have that problem with my ego, and if I don't verbalize it,
tip.
then my ego
That's a good
takes
tip.
over.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my
great.
tip. Is that
Good tip.
Coach Lou, Coach Lou, I'm here.
Right.
What you say I do. I'm
Mhm.
paying you. You know more than me, even though you're younger than me.
Mhm.
You know more about the body than me.
Right.
So tell me what to do, and don't ask questions.
And
Just
that's the
do
only
it.
way we're gonna get better
know,
in anything, man.
right.
It's gotta, yeah. you
Yeah.
gotta
So
let
we
that
walk
down.
in real estate or mortgages, like I know everything. I used to be an accountant over here. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to be that.
That's it. You're done.
Okay. you
You're
know.
capped already. You've already cut off like all your learning. When you go in with a mentality like that, you've
Yeah.
already cut it all off.
Got to, yeah. So that's why it's important to find your broker leader or whatever. I mean, there's many different brokerages, but if it's working for you good, you know, if you're doing like the 100%, $500 a deal, and your broker's like basically not there, then get yourself with that extra money that you're gaining, use it for a coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, do something like that, because you know,
someone's gonna help you.
yeah. But for me, it's like you get what you pay for. I'm not free. You know, my time is important. I enjoy what I do now. I'm a broker for real estate and mortgages, but I enjoy watching young people that fail their test 10 times become very successful in the business.
Yes.
Okay, that's my goal. So that guy, when I go home at night and I'm at the dinner table or I go to bed at night, I'm thinking about that new agent. I'm like, and I don't have to. I don't. You know, it's not a big deal if I lose an agent or not. But I'm just saying, for me, it becomes like a mission. Like whatever I got to do, I got to help this guy out. I got to see him succeed because he's struggling with money. You know, I'm not going to do it for him, but I'm seeing that he's motivated and he's doing the things I'm telling him to do.
Right.
So then
Awesome.
he's worthy of my time. Okay.
Right.
And yeah, and so now, you know, the nice thing about real estate and mortgages is that we learn, we see people flipping, we see people buying and holding, you know, so we're like, let's do that. You know, maybe we can help ourselves for the future, you know, help our family generationally, become more financially better off than us.
Right.
You know, even if you were able to like give 2 houses to your kids someday when you're not here, and you're able to give 2 paid off homes to your kids, okay, and they rent those out, and you know they're making $4,000, you know, $3 or $4,000 combined income. That's more than you had starting out.
Yeah,
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
And their quality of life is not so stressful. They're like, you know, I'm not
Right.
worried about money. We're not scrounging for food, you know, on certain months, and so that's why, you know, we got to work hard.
Right.
Okay. You know, I grew up poor. My parents were farm workers. So for me, you know, I've always been like that. I go to Costco and I buy a sack of beans, a sack of rice, and a pack of tortillas, and I'm good.
Sure.
You know, I'm
Right.
happy. I'm like, you know, everything else is icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like lobster, shoot. What the heck is this?
Throw it in the cart. Let's do
You
it.
know, throw it in the cart. I mean, like this is like it's almost like a holiday for me.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Even though I can buy 20 of them, whatever. But what I'm saying is that we're working hard for ourselves, but for maybe our if we have kids, to provide for them better. They want to go to private school, or there's a college that we want them to go to. Don't worry, honey. Or there's a car. You know, hey, you know, you need a car for school or whatever. You know,
Sure.
you know, we're gonna go on a vacation. I've never been to Italy, things like that. But now the market shift. You got to work now.
You got to put.
You got to sweat. You
Face
got to
down
work.
and
You
go
know?
for it. Go
You
after
got to
it.
work. It
Yeah.
require. You know, I mean, one of the 3 things that you said. Tell me the 3 things. I mean, one of them is work ethic. Okay. Because you can have the best coaching, you can have this and that, but if you don't have the work ethic, you know, work ethic goes much more a longer way, I think, probably than anything else next to training and education.
Oh, it does.
You know what I mean?
It supersedes. It's over talent. You can be talented as you want, but if you don't have the work ethic, you're not. It's useless.
Yeah,
you know? mean, it's
some of my
skills.
agents, you know, are from Mexico. They came to the U.S. with nothing. Okay. And they get their real estate license. I don't know if you know this, but you don't have to be a citizen or have your high school diploma to get your real estate license in California.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You do not have to be a
You
citizen.
do not have to be a citizen.
How is that possible? You guys
You
hear
do
that?
not,
That's crazy.
you do not need your high school diploma to get your real estate license.
Hey, there's a lot of future entrepreneurs and realtors out there. Hey guys, there's a lot of hope there. If all you gotta do is work. If you got good
that's
work
nice.
ethic,
So
real estate
yeah,
might be
so
for you.
I have a couple agents that came from Mexico, you know, and they got their license and they're hungry.
And I bet.
Oh man,
They're like, you know what? I didn't risk my life to come here
Exactly.
for nothing.
Right?
Right.
And this, yeah.
And we were talking about, remember we were talking about immigrants and all
Yep.
that stuff and
Yep.
that whole thing. And so, but they just got the work ethic.
Wow.
There's no plan B for them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
What's plan B? Nothing. Work
Nothing.
at washing dishes at, you know, Applebee's.
Right.
Mhm.
And so once they get the taste of their first check, like, shoot, I just made $6,000 selling to my cousin, you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
I said, yeah, imagine if you did 2 of those. And I tell him, imagine if you did those 2 of those months, how much is that? And they're like 12 grand. I said, okay, well, what's 12 times 12? 24. Is that right? 12 times 12, 24?
100. 12 grand times 12 months, 144.
Okay, so
144,000.
So okay, 144,000.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay,
Not
so
bad.
so
What could you guys do with 144?
yeah, so I always put numbers out there for my agents. I'm like, okay, so now you have to close 2 deals a month at $6,000 a deal. So now how many people do you have to talk to
Yeah, how many
to
phone
close
calls
one
you have,
deal?
how many-
How
Right.
many
Reverse
phone calls you have to-
engineer it. Reverse. Yes.
Let's
I love
write
it.
this down.
Break it
You
down.
know, we're not playing games here. We're professionals. We're serious. We're elite. We're this Navy SEAL team. How many people? Okay, so you got to call 30 people to get 3 appointments.
Mm.
Okay, Sid, I don't have 30 friends. Well, you better make 30 friends.
Or find 30
Yeah.
people to call.
Yeah, or go on social media.
Yeah.
or
yeah,
something.
Yeah. Expired listings for sale by owner.
All
I mean, just
kinds of
open
stuff.
up, just
Okay,
social media, like you said.
and it's like, I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. Said, well, you know what? That's why you need to build your database.
Right.
Okay, because when you provide good service, they become loyal to you.
Yep.
And they'll refer their kids to you, their friend, their family, their sisters. You
Yep.
know, I mean, I think most of the business that we get is by word of mouth. You know, a lot of it is by word, and the good job that we do,
Mm-hmm.
most of the business like that. So that's why it's so important for us to really be out there providing super. You got to provide not 100%, but 110%, especially with the market shifting now. You
Mhm.
got to be doing that. Okay.
Yes.
Because because now now it's competition. There's less agents,
Mhm.
there's less loan officers. The clients are like like wondering, well, who should I use? And so that one client, there might be 4 or 5 people scrambling, and
Yeah.
those 4 or 5 people are the ones that stay in the market. They're the top producers. They've sharpened their blades you're competing
Right.
against people like me.
Yeah.
It's
20 years in
it's about
business.
the flight to quality after that. They're gonna go. People are gonna find who is giving the quality service, the quality realtor. That's gonna service them the best way. So when you have options, so yeah, the ones that have been in the business and seasoned, they usually have the quality and everything system set up to where it's a smooth.
They won't even need
process.
to find them soon enough. If a
Sure.
market like this lasts long enough,
Yeah.
they're gonna be the only ones left.
Right.
Yeah, there's some great things happening though. Like, one of the other things that my agents come up to me, because my agents will come up to me with the negativity, and my job is to show them the positive side of it. Like a lot of some of my agents have come up to me and said, Sid, the rates are high, nobody's buying.
Mm.
Okay.
We hear
And
that all the time.
That's
yeah.
that's the new
That's the
talk.
thing. Yep.
That's the
Yep.
crutch.
Yep. No one's
Right.
buying.
That's the
Everyone's
excuse for my low earnings. That's the crutch right now.
Because you call the loan officer, the real estate agent calls the loan officer and is like, what's the rate like? Well, right now we're at conventional 6.8, FHA, 6%, 6.2, and then the loan officer's going on his system and pricing out a loan is like, shoot. And that's at a cost. The buyer has to pay $2,000 to get that high 6.8. What are we going to do? The sky is falling. Okay. But the reality is that it's all about the mindset. Okay. Because you have to think, okay, people have to buy. People must sell. People must buy in any market. If Russians dropped an atomic bomb in LA, okay, you think,
which is not far off. It's something that
I'm giving the worst case scenario.
That's not too far away off though.
Do you think people would be moving out of California? Yes or no? I mean, probably.
They're already moving out. They've already lost. I don't know.
And so, if they move out, somebody has to help them sell their house.
Right.
Okay. I mean, that's a worst case scenario. But in a normal world, normal market, if the rates are 7%, people have to buy.
Yeah.
Okay, because they got married, they're getting married, okay, and they want a house. Rent is almost as much as buying anyways.
Right.
They don't want to, their parents are telling them, don't rent, buy, even if the rates are high, we'll help you with the down payment. Okay.
Yep.
People have to sell. What generation's the elder? Is it Generation X or Y or something?
No,
like that?
we're X. Then it is the
baby boom population.
boomers.
Okay, so baby boomers are probably around 75 years old right now.
Sure.
Okay, they have houses that are 3,000-4,000 square foot. They're too
Mhm.
big for them.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
The backyard's huge. The
Empty
front yard's
nesters.
huge. You know how much a gardener costs for a big backyard and front yard a month? Talking about $600 a month.
Mhm.
Okay. And there's rooms there that they haven't even walked in 2 months.
Yep.
The fourth bedroom.
Kids moved out. They're grown. They've
Right.
moved away.
So they're
just-
like, honey, we need to downsize.
Yeah.
Let's just go from 4,000 to 2,000
Yeah.
or 1,800.
or 2-story to single story.
Yeah, and they can't walk up the stairs anymore.
Right.
Okay. There's those people. Not only that, those baby boomers were savers, not like a lot of our generation,
Right.
and they've saved and bought real estate property.
Right.
And now they're tired of the renters because it's hard to evict and COVID and this and that. So who do you think they're calling up to sell their big house and their rentals?
Yeah.
Okay. The baby boomers are doing that. And so you got the divorce rate in California, I don't know, 50%, 60%.
Yep.
When there's a divorce, who has to sell?
Yeah.
What do you sell?
Yep.
And so the boyfriend wants to buy a condo with the girlfriend, with the Sancha,
Right.
Mhm.
right? And you know what I mean? And so the wife with the kids wants to buy another house.
Yeah.
Who's going to do all that?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. And bet when the market shifts and the just a little bit of drop in price in real estate, and the investors are out looking for properties.
Yep.
They're like, you know what? We've saved our money. So
Mhm.
people are doing that. Okay.
Mhm.
And I could go on and on the reasons why real estate has to be sold and bought no matter what. Even
Yeah.
if there's an atomic bomb dropping,
Yeah.
they'll need us.
There's still
Mhm.
transactions
So as
happening.
you have to have that mindset, because if you don't have that mindset, the only other mindset is going to be the rates are too high, nobody's buying or selling.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
And so that is a defeative mindset. You're never going to make any money.
Right.
No.
If you're like that, good for you. That means more business for me.
Yeah.
And then also too, that same person with that limited mindset has the mindset of they call it commission breath. Like they have to do a deal. They got, when they're talking to clients, clients could sense the desperation that they need to make a sale, and it just never goes right, when you have that mentality. But the abundance mentality, knowing that, hey, there's always going to be transactions happening. I just got to figure out how to get in front of some of these transactions.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of opportunities still out there. I just got to go find them. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you're going to find business and keep going forward. But,
Yeah. And so that so the third one, I guess, just to answer your question, would be a mindset shift.
yeah.
Okay. We already have it. The people that have gone through a couple of cycles already have it. And the top producers have that mindset already. But for a lot of new agents and loan officers, they have to shift their mindset to say, okay, you know what? The sky's not going to fall.
Yep.
The rates are going up, but there's plenty of business. There's even more business now. People are leaving the business. They're leaving me business. So I just got to figure a way. I have to figure out a way to let them know that I'm here.
That I'm here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
How do I figure that out? How do I figure out a way to let them, I don't know. Shoot, go on social media, do open houses, do this, do that, get out there. Don't sit at home watching Netflix.
Yep.
Okay. Because the badasses are going to snatch all your clients up. You have to be out there hustling. It's called work.
Mhm.
I don't want to work. Well, then go get a JOB.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's
That's
it.
fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. The JOB on Friday, you're getting a check.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks,
There's
you're getting that
nothing wrong with that.
guaranteed.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Get it. It's okay. Me, I probably would commit suicide if I go back at this point.
I hear you,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not in my DNA anymore.
Nah.
I will do I would do almost anything it takes to
Yeah.
never go back to
Yeah,
JOB.
I can never see going back to a job either. But I mean, God forbid, if things happen, I have to do that, then yeah, so be it. But I have no plans of ever going back
Yeah.
to another
Well,
job.
then work on yourself. Work on your discipline.
Sure.
Work out a game. Write it down. Okay. If you look in my phone, I have my phone from 5 a.m. all the way to like 6 p.m. There's already stuff in there. Okay. Like every other Wednesday for the rest of the year, it's already in my calendar. I'm doing mortgage training. Okay. Every other Thursday for the rest of the year, I'm doing real estate training. Every Tuesday for the rest of the year, we're doing the real estate crash course. You see that? Every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, we're doing from 10 to 12, we're doing social media we're doing social media videos.
Mhm.
But I got that for the rest of the year. So my question to you is, what do you have in your calendar? I know what I have in my calendar.
Yeah.
This is called discipline.
Yeah.
So you don't know. You're writing down what you're doing and stick to it.
Right.
It has
and it helps you know how your day's gonna look. You know, you have a clear road map of what your day's
yeah,
gonna
as opposed
be.
to wake up and you're like, oh, it's there's nothing.
Right. And
You
then
know,
now you're just flying
or
whenever.
depressed.
Yeah. Or you get a call, you're going, and then you're going this way. And then
Right.
you just nothing's really organized. You just
But not only that, you have to make it a priority. So when your spouse goes, can you go pick up some eggs at 10? You have to say, no, honey, at 10 o'clock, I'm doing 10 to 12. You know, I'm doing social media videos.
right. It's in your
Like
schedule.
this podcast. No matter what happens, the podcast is going to happen.
It's going to
Right.
happen.
Right.
It's in your script. Your spouses know. Don't bug me then.
Yep.
Afterwards, I'll pick the eggs up. It's not like the world's going to end. Plus, the eggs are expensive anyway. I might have to get some, something
Gotta
else.
pitch in on the eggs, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But you see, that's called discipline. And so you need it even more in today's market as a loan officer and real estate agent. And sometimes you need a little help from people, brokers, coaches.
Right.
Self-discipline only goes so far. You just got to have those people in your life, or somebody that can be an accounting partner with you. Like, I mean, you guys, like, if he didn't show up for the podcast, you'd be calling him up. And if he didn't show up, you'd be doing the same thing. Like, hey, what's going on? I thought we agreed to this,
Yeah.
we're doing this for our business.
Sure.
So you're holding people accountable.
That's it.
And that's an important thing. I mean, it's not going to work out all the time, but things will happen. But I think for the most part, it's not perfect. But I think if you plan on doing 40 podcasts this year and you do 38, you're still good. You're still ahead of the game. Your progress, not perfection. You're still good. Okay.
Right.
But I think that for me, we're clamping down on with our 40 agents that we have. We're clamping down on the discipline that they have, the training that they have. We do a lot. We have a private group that's not shared with anybody else, but within our group, it's a private Facebook group, and you're only allowed to be invited if you're with the company. And we do a lot of intense mindset training with them there.
Sure.
And I think they get a lot out of it because we're providing a lot of our experience. I'm one of the owners of the company, but there's another broker. His name is Noe Cruz. He's also the owner of the company. He's my 50% partner in the business. And
shout out to Noe.
Yeah, shout out to Noe. We all know Noe out there. He's out there everywhere.
Hustling.
But he's my accountability partner, because I've been in the business 20 years, everything's paid off. And so I don't really have to get up, but at this point I'm like, what am I going to do? Okay. At home. I mean, I can barely handle watching a movie for 2 hours.
Right.
Anything over 2 hours, I'm like, I'm not watching it. 2.5, I saw Avatar. I did use a restroom a couple of times, but it's like, it's hard for me to sit around and do nothing. I need to constantly be doing something.
That's why you're so successful. It's like you're staying, you could.
I mean, you have people like, you have people like Warren Buffett. Okay. He's a billionaire. He's probably, depending on how his stocks goes up and down, he's the most, wealthy person in any given day in the world, but yet he's still working.
Yeah.
Okay. You have, the owner of Facebook, he could retire. He's still working.
Yeah.
You got what's his name, Elon Musk. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they all could retire. They don't need to work. Why are they working? Because it's in their DNA.
Yeah,
they're like, I'm gonna work.
They have bigger visions too. They know what they want to accomplish, and they have so far to they're still.
Yeah, for them is the money is not even an issue anymore. It's like the money is not an issue. I've been brought on this earth to do something greater than money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so for the owners of Apple, I can't remember what his name is. What's
Steve Jobs was it, but
not Jobs. There's another one too. How about Microsoft? I think it was one of them. I can't remember.
Oh,
Bill Gates. So they're what they call philanthropists. All they do is give money away every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Warren Buffett just gave, I think it's $20 billion to Bill Gates.
Wow.
He goes, here, Bill Gates, here's $20 billion. And Bill Gates goes, what do I do with this? He says, you're a philanthropist. Give this money to good people. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
And Bill Gates goes, what about your kids? My kids have plenty of money. Yeah. They're I'll give them
the next level.
I'll give them $1 billion each. They're happy. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want them to turn into the Hilton girl. What's her name?
Oh, Paris Hill.
and
That's a whole different
and blow it,
conversation.
right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
could go on. Yeah, that we
Yeah, but so your work ethic, you know, it doesn't matter. It's something that is going to go on. I think for me for the rest of my life. Like no matter what, I'm going to work.
Sure.
I want to work. I can't see
because you
myself.
love it, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a and then I think everyone that's a good goal to get to the fact where you love your work so much that it doesn't feel like work. It's just something you love to do, and you know it just comes natural. You know, you can't
Yeah,
sit doing
but
nothing
for
else.
most people, for most agents and loan officers, like I got to figure out a way just to sustain myself.
Sure.
I got to figure out a way to get that money, steady money coming in, and it all goes
Right.
back to being disciplined. Okay,
Right.
having that schedule. So I would say, you know, tonight, tomorrow morning at the latest, look at your book, start filling your calendar up with things that you need to be doing, and it's just basic stuff like
Sure.
script training. Like I was so against script training. Like, what do I need to learn? But there's so much you get out of it because you know you learn what to say when you script train. You know what to say. Like Tom Ferry, you know, he taught us like when you go to Starbucks and you're in line at Starbucks and and somebody sees your tag, you know, it says realtor,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, "Hey Sid, how's the real estate market?" Okay, and there's only two ways to respond, one with the script and one unscripted.
Right.
Okay, and the one unscripted one is going to be like, "Oh, interest rates are up, you know, sellers want too much for their house." Oh, okay, well that's too bad because I was going to list my house.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one is like the scripted one that I've memorized is like, well, it depends. Are you looking to buy, sell, or rent?
Yeah.
Okay, because if you're looking to sell, well, one of my real estate agents in the office just got 15 offers. Okay, if you're looking to buy, well, there's the 2-1 buy down. Their FHA just dropped their MI. VA is going to drop their funding fee.
Right.
You know, we can do a seller. You know, you can buy. Did you know you can buy down your rate for $2,000, $3,000? It'll get you down into the sixes.
Yeah.
Okay, or even the 5/9s. You know.
Yeah.
See the difference
right.
between that and that. If you don't have the script down, then people will sense your lack of confidence right away. Okay, especially like investors and people that are just, they're like, oh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. I sense their insecurity. You lose a deal.
Yep.
You
Very
see that?
true. Very
So
true.
it goes back to being disciplined. Like, okay, so what days are you going to do script training with? Who are you going to do them with? Okay. Oh, I've been in the business 20 years. I don't need to script train. Nope. Bad. You see that?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I script train, and been doing this for 20 years. I do it because I script train with my agents.
Right.
Okay.
And it makes you
Okay.
just freshen up too, and it keeps you polished. and
Yeah.
sharp. Yeah. Keep you sharp. Keep
But
you sharp.
like if somebody asked me, how many listings are in the 93720 zip code, Sid? Well, I've been in this 20 years. I don't know. No. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Every morning at 9:00, I'm checking the MLS to see how many new listings, how many price reductions, how many expireds.
Yeah.
And you need to pop that number off. Like, oh, in the 93720 zip code. Well, this morning, there's 18 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're all what's the average price? Well, the average price is 480,000. See that? As opposed to, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Why are you in the bid? You're the worst football player in the team.
You don't know stats.
You're gonna get cut.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you don't know your
Garoppolo or whoever. Right?
Yeah. Man, Sid, you know what? You gave so many gems, bro. Like so much, guys. You guys, man. This show was really for agents and lenders, anyone in the bit or any business owners out there. This is like a playbook. Like Sid broke down everything we should be doing and learning. And I mean, I hope you guys had your notepads and stuff like that and took great notes because you gave so much gems. And I know there's a lot left. What's the best way to people to reach you if they want to contact you, ask you questions and things like that?
Probably, there's 3 ways. I mean, my Facebook, Sid Torre, something like that. I don't even know what it is.
Sid Torre, anything, right? He's all over social media. Just look him up.
Facebook, Sid Torre.
All state homes.
Text me my number. Do you want me to give my number?
Hey, give what you want. This is your time.
559-287-8065. That's my phone number. You guys can call me.
All the knowledge.
Take me to lunch. I don't care. I'm always looking for lunch, or whatever.
You got any preference? Lobster, steak, whatever. And don't hold back. Don't go cheap because you're gonna get a lot of knowledge, a lot of good gems to help your business. anything you want to add? Because we got to get going shortly.
Yeah, no,
know we
man,
will.
this has been a fantastic show.
It has,
I'm
man.
gonna go back and rewatch it because I don't have my notepad.
You
So if
can
I'm
watch-
like anybody else out there right now, you rewind this thing, get a notepad because
yeah, it's a
there was
lot of
there.
fire, a lot
There
of
was
gems.
there.
Before we go, guys, one last thing.
What is this?
Oh, happy birthday, Mark, man! I got to get you something.
Appreciate it,
Just a little. Hey,
Can I
you
open
know
it
what?
on the air?
For sure, open it up, man. It's the birthday. A little something. You know, you can crack it open. Like, yeah, nice little bottle of wine, fresh from Vino Grill and Spirits. So yeah, great bottle there. You got some. I think that's a cab right there, man.
Man, appreciate it.
$1,000 bottle, man. No,
$1,000 bottle.
you
You
can
on
tell.
sale for 20, but
Yeah, I got
$1,000 bottle.
I had a hookup, but you know what? But yeah, great
I
wine.
appreciate you, man.
Good wine though.
Appreciate you,
Hey,
man.
of course, man. Happy birthday, my man. 33. It's been an awesome episode, man. Anything you want to close on? Oh, motivational, anything today, or we're gonna do it next time?
You know what? I do have one, but we can do it. We can do it next
Go.
time. Or all right.
Knock
So,
it out. Let's end on that note.
yeah. Okay. So this motivational quote is going to come from directly pulled from Carnegie's book. I always mess up the title, and I know you know it. It's
How to win friends and
How to Win
influence
Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
Right. This has always stuck with me from that book. This is Dale Carnegie's book. He's the author. He says in there, and I approach life this way, and if you don't, you would miss out on someone like Sid. So you approach life this way, that every single person that you run into, every single person you meet, is going to be superior to you in one way. You owe it to yourself to get to know that person, find out how they're superior to you, and learn as much as you can from them. Because that coming from any single person you meet is just going to make you better and better and better every single day.
That's it.
And that whole thing is pointless if you're not getting out and talking to people.
That's it.
Yep.
Put
That's
your
it.
yep.
Learn as much as you can.
Never be the smartest person in the room.
Somebody, they're better than you at something.
Right.
Learn what it is and continue to grow.
Great way
That's
to end
it.
it. That's gold, bro.
All
Good,
right.
good guys.
Sid,
Hey,
thanks for
welcome,
coming on,
Sid.
brother.
Thanks, Sid, man.
Not a
Thanks,
problem,
Mark.
guys.
Make sure you guys tune in to Heat Speakers every episode. We'll be back again next week.
All righty. All right. That was a great show, man.